Uh, Hello and welcome. My name is Ray, and today we are going to see the BSL 7 GosuLeague semifinals. And I'm not watching and casting alone. With me here is Snipe.
Hey guys, excited to be casting GosuLeague today. I don't know if anyone's heard of some of our Chobo League casts, but this is the first time I'm doing GosuLeague with you, so I'm looking forward to some high quality games here today.
Yeah, for those of you who are used to seeing a webcam, sadly it's not working right now. Maybe I will fix that during the stream in a short break. But right now we are just going to start. We have some nice games today. 4 very strong players battling it out to advance to the grand finals of the GosuLeague. And yeah, before we start, we'll take a look at the players. So, the first player we have here is our Swedish Protoss, Oya. So you can see it here. This is the BSL ladder. He was quite active. Managed to, I think it's right below S rank. I think that should be still A at 2,150 points. Very strong. And his opponent will be Ziggy, Polish Terran. Did play a few less games, but is on a similar MMR. So we will have a very great equal game. No big skill difference if you check the MMR. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, should be fun. PvT is always good times.
Yes. So, we'll talk about the other players later, but first we concentrate on Oya against Ziggy, and I would say we jump right into the first game. Or is there anything left to say?
Sure, yeah, we can. Correct me if I'm wrong, all 4 of these players do qualify for Pro League next season now, right?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yes, all those 4 players that you see today will be playing in the BSL 8 Pro League next season. That's correct.
Very good. So congrats to those 4 before we get started here. But other than that, I say we jump into these games.
Yeah,
See who
let's
can
do
take
it.
down GosuLeague.
Okay, so the game is open. And the first map will be Ground Zero.
Alright.
Yeah, PvT on Ground Zero. I think Ground Zero is a pretty standard map. No super weird stuff on this map. So we'll see who can play a better game on a normal map. Okay, let's
Hopefully
do
we
it.
don't have anyone who's dark.
Yeah, we'll see about the colors. The game type is melee, so I will not be able to switch the colors to red and blue, but we'll see.
Alright, spawning here in the top right as our, I believe that's Tan Protoss. IRK's Oya.
Yeah, and in the bottom right corner of Ground Zero here we have our brown Terran. It is MW Ziggy.
Both players representing clan tags here. Showing that clan strength.
Yes. Okay, oh, and we have a very early scout already, or not, I should not say scout, it's probably a probe to build a proxy here somewhere on the map, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of buildable area in the center of this map, so I don't know where he's going. Oh, he's gonna do a 2/3 rush. I think
Yeah,
he's gonna take a chance that Terran spawn top left or bottom right. Or bottom left, sorry. But as we can see as observers here, that's not the case.
yeah, that's always a very risky thing to do. I mean, you have 66% of being right and having a short distance to your opponent, but this time he got the short end of the stick and he hit that 33% that his opponent is very far away this time, so bad luck for him.
Yeah, so first thing I want to see is he going to do 1 or 2 gates, and it looks like it's going to be double 9 gate here. So, I mean, he can still be aggressive with this and everything, but if Terran holds on, I would give him a bit of an advantage here without taking too much damage, as long as he doesn't take too much damage, I should say.
Yeah, definitely. This way, I think, is even longer than if he would have built it in his main base. So, yeah, very unfortunate for Ouya there, but Ziggy will be off to a good start here.
Yeah, we don't have any wall here for Ziggy. I imagine we'll see Depot or something showing up for some SimCity, so you'll be able to micro those Marines against the early Zealot pressure.
Yes.
But as for now, we don't have anything, so there's still some potential here that these Zealots can find some damage.
Okay, and yeah, we see that Ziggy is already scouting the Protoss here, so he is lucky the second time here that he knows right away that there is something fishy going on, and he will prepare accordingly, I would say.
Looks like he's scouting around to see if he can find it. It looks like he's just going to go ahead and scout the other main base. I'm sure he knows that the middle in here isn't buildable terrain.
Wait,
go ahead and see nothing.
It's weird that he scouts top left. Maybe he didn't see the base of Ouya.
Yeah, maybe he didn't go far enough in, I didn't notice.
Yeah,
so he may not know this is coming.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
So we could see some damage. Seeing these 2 Zealots, I'll expect him to instantly get some Vultures. Looks like he's going to go ahead and throw down a second factory here, so he is planning on a 2-fact anyway, it looks like. I'd like to see him start a Vulture, yeah. So I think he's going to be fine once that Vulture comes out.
Yeah,
as long as he has good control.
Yeah, definitely. This is always something you want to target as a Protoss rushing. You want to kill the SCV building that first factory, so you have more time until the Vulture gets out, but in this case... Oh, very nice pylon, by the way.
Yeah, I like that, trapping that Vulture. Very clutch play there. Getting that Vulture trapped in by that Zealot so he can kill it and micro away. He's already killed a good number of SCVs too. Another Zealot going down, and another pylon block.
Wow. He needs to lift the factory. No. Oh my god.
I like this.
And I think this is already too much damage. Oh man.
Maybe. I mean, yes, he lost a lot of SCVs, but we also have to remember Protoss had to cut some probes for this rush. So if he holds, I think he's still going to be alright here.
Okay, the first Vulture is now able to be microed there. And can probably kill the SCV.
Yeah.
Oh, and the next Vulture's trapped and he's not lifting the factory. This is very unfortunate here.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him do that. He had a couple Vultures that got trapped. Like, they would have made this hold a lot easier if he lifted after they built. But...
Yeah, he could have had like 3 Vultures at this point, and then it would be an easy hold. But at this point he's still taking damage. It's not stopping. Second Vulture out now from the bottom factory. And can be microed, but he's still losing SCVs.
Yeah, okay, this is probably too much damage. I mean, I think he's going to get control and kill off these Zealots. But if he can't find any counter damage, he's just going to be playing from behind here.
Yeah, he needs to send a vulture to the Protoss base right away to kill those probes. He can't just stay in his main defending while he's so low on SCVs. He needs to do some counter damage, I think.
Yeah. No, he is catching a few zealots out on the map. Good micro, he should be able to pick those off for free. Yeah, we don't see any transition into goons yet from Oya. He is actually getting a cannon and a cyber core to block his ramp just to stop these vultures from getting in.
There's still a little hole. If he loses that probe before building that building, that can be dangerous. Okay, he's placing the pylon.
Right,
and cancelling it already.
Guess he's feeling confident.
Yeah.
So this game's going to normalize a little bit, but Terran's definitely going to be playing from a disadvantage. Like we can even see in the probe and SCV count, he just lost too many there.
Yeah, definitely.
Even with Protoss cutting probes, he's ahead quite a bit.
Oh, and even losing more SCVs despite having 2 vultures, that's really unfortunate. And I think it's really funny that when he finally killed off that 1 pylon with 1 vulture, then he lifted his factory. This funny little detail here.
Definitely. But where do the players go from here? Like, Oya is up to 3 gates worth of production now. He's going to be... his first 2 Dragoons are out, so we're going to need to see some tanks start to coming out from Ziggy here, and we do have the first tank out.
Yes, the range is almost 1/3 done. Yeah, but I mean, just the worker count alone is just a huge advantage for Oya here, and if he just continues to play standard from here, gets his expansion, gets out the robotics for the observers, I think he's in a very good position.
Yeah, looks like Ziggy's going to try and set up a position out front here to maybe think about taking an expansion here in a little bit behind it.
Yeah,
but,
no.
Dragoons are just going to pounce on that tank right away here. Oh no, first tank going down.
Not the most fearsome tank line there with only 1 tank.
Yeah, you really don't want to be losing your units at this point in the game. You're already behind, like, you need to protect those tanks especially.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't really see a big reason to be that far out there with 1 single tank when he's not even building expansion or so. That's a bit weird.
I agree. It would have been better maybe to siege up on the high ground or something, just try and get ready to take it. That was an interesting place, but the goons are just going to dive on top of this again.
Oh.
This relentless pressure from Oya here.
Yeah, the repair's not in time and he loses another tank. So losing tanks is one of the worst things that can happen for Terran, and especially if you're so low on economy already.
Yeah, early game solo already. And we do have a Nexus coming up here for Oya. It's just about to finish up. We already got a few probes transferring over, so his economy is going to start kicking in a little bit more here. If Ziggy can't find any counterplay here, he's just going to get overrun here in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, and loses another tank, but I think now with 2 siege tanks he will be safe in his main at least. But I mean, the point of being on 2 factories without an expansion is that you do go for a push towards the Protoss base and do some damage. But at this point, I don't see how he can push across the map and do damage on the Protoss side.
Yeah, it's funny, he was microing a Vulture against 3 Dragoons there for a bit. He almost picked one of them off. It's really low, but... Oh yeah, it does pick off that Vulture, so... I mean, Ziggy keeps holding these attacks, but he's getting further behind. Like, you can see his economy is already half the number of workers. And we're gonna have another dive in on top of these tanks. Of all these Dragoons. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't really understand this, why he's going down that far again. When he has 1 siege tank in his main even.
Yeah, see now, where he's sieging up on this cliff, would have been better if he just sieged there and then slow pushed his way to a natural expansion. Or until he built up a meaningful amount of units to try and counter push the Protoss. Instead, he just kept losing tank after tank, and it really, it snowballed for him, as you can see. Like, he's It's half the supply of Protoss right now. He's still trying to get something done, but with this next base and now Protoss up to 4 gateways, it's only a matter of time, I think, where he's able to bust him.
Yeah, exactly. He's also going for a shuttle here, so when that shuttle is out, he can definitely kill him, I think. But he's already trying now without the shuttle, and I think it could be working here.
A little risky, but it's gonna work out for him here, I think. Like, just kill every time he kills these tanks, he's just getting further ahead. Like, he doesn't mind trading out his units for these tanks at this point because he knows that Terran is still only on 1 base while he's got that 2nd base up and mining. He knows he's got 4 gates of production. Like, Terran just added a 3rd factory, but it's too little too late on any front here.
Yeah, he's just losing way too many tanks. I mean, even those 2 tanks in the end didn't go up the ramp, but going to the right and just getting picked off. And yeah, there's nothing left if you lose like 15 siege tanks without doing any meaningful damage to the Protoss base, then I guess there's no hope anymore. And he GG's out, so congratulations for Oya here, going up 1-0 against Ziggy.
Yeah, well played. Despite having the little bit of unlucky spawns with his 2/3 double proxy gate rush, he still managed to pull out a pretty solid victory there.
Yeah, exactly. So we are going into the 2nd game here.
This is a best of 5.
Yep. Both semifinals are a best of 5.
Alright, it looks like Gladiator was the map choice. And oh no, it's alternating map choices. I was gonna say this must be the Protoss choice because Terrans usually don't like the reverse ramp situations as much as we have here. So this was probably Protoss's choice then, if I had to guess.
Maybe. We don't know, but let's check how the game is playing out.
Or maybe Terran has a specific strategy they like doing here. We'll have to see. I do know like reverse ramps can be a little bit harder for Terrans early on. I have, you know, myself as a Protoss player, I have a particular couple of rushes I like to do on maps like this, or something just to put the pressure on. Since it's harder for Terran to push up that ramp using the high ground advantage, my advantage, try and contain them in there. We'll have to see if anything like that comes out of either one of our players here.
Yeah, and we have the players spawning in cross positions here on Gladiator. That can definitely play a role. We saw Ziggy going for a 2 factory build their last game, so if he likes to play very aggressive as a Terran, the close positions would be preferable to him, but this time it's yeah, a cross position game, but it doesn't matter anyways because Oya is going for that proxy once again.
Oh no. Is he just gonna cheese out every game here? Let's see. I mean, he can still go 1 gate off of this. And it's not as much of a cheese or all-in kind of play. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and maybe Ziggy is playing a bit safer this time because yeah, he just got rushed last game, but we'll see. We only see 1 gateway this time, and continuing his pro production for Oya here, so it's not the same rush, it's not like a super all-in rush or so, it's just some light harassment with that proxy gate with 1 or 2 zealots probably, and then he will transition into a mid game.
Yeah, he's still definitely looking to put on the pressure here and try and take advantage of the fact that the Terran does start on the low ground. Will Ziggy scout it? It looks like his SCV is going to go through the middle of the map. Oh, is he going to scout it? Okay, yeah, he does see the gateway. And he does see that it's only 1. I like that he's scouting through the middle, especially after what happened to him last game. Like, if he just scouted the bases, it'd be a little silly. Like, okay, this guy proxy rushed me last game. I really should be looking for it, see if he does it again this game. And sure enough, he finds it.
Yeah, and he will also find the Protoss base right now. I just wonder, is there a possibility that you go for like a Zealot rush, keep the Terran busy in his base, and then build cannons on top of the ramp. I think it could be possible, but I don't think we'll see it here. Yeah, he's getting the core.
Definitely possible. I had something like that happen to me in GosuLeague, so, or GosuLeague, sorry. But yeah, Terran did scout that Protoss is getting gas and his core up, so he should know that there's going to be a Dragoon follow up here.
Ooh, and first SV got picked off already, but Oya doesn't really want to commit any further. Yeah, those two Marines are way more than enough because he can just go between the Rex and the depot and be super safe. And yeah, the factory is also very close to that position, so it's not easy to deny this factory here.
Ooh, we do have a proxy factory also coming out of Ziggy. So another 2 factory play, but one is going to be proxied.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if he wants to try and float that in. Probably not. Since the bases are so small, Protoss is going to scout that. So I imagine he's just going to rally vultures over from that factory.
Oh, and we have 2 zealots committing a bit, but yeah, once the Marines are between the Rex and the depot, there's just no hope for zealots to do more damage to them. So yeah, not that much action here, just some very light harassment, just some little damage, but nothing too major. And I think he plans to contain the Terran with goons now.
I wouldn't mind see the Terran try and push those zealots back a little bit more, get a kill. This rush is actually something very similar to what I do. I usually don't do it with the proxy, but I get like a couple zealots early on and then transition into 2 gateway dragoons here and just try and contain the Terran.
Yeah, it's very strong. But that proxy factory is done by now, and
yeah,
the first vulture is already out. So will he wait here? Yeah, he's waiting for more, I guess.
Where is this dragoon going? Did he scout that proxy fact? That's very suspicious. Look at that.
Yeah, and those 2 probes as well. What?
How did he know that was there?
I have no idea.
Did he scout that? That doesn't look... I don't know. Maybe I missed something. That's very suspicious to me.
It's probably the SCV coming from the right side.
Okay.
I guess that should be it. Very late SCV scouting towards Pro's base coming from the right side.
It's also possible these players have a history together and he knows, like, okay, Terran does this sometimes or something, so he's just checking for it and happened to find it. So, we'll see. You have an engagement here at the front. Oh, he does lose that first tank. If he loses that second tank, it's going to be pretty hard for him to get anything done here. And that second tank is going to go down.
Yeah, and I think again this is a lot of damage to the Terran player here, and yeah, losing tanks again is very hard to recover from, and his proxy didn't really do any damage so far. He has some mines here, but he's not getting into the main, he's not getting any major damage done. And
did he lose a bunch of SCVs? He's like half the supply worker count.
Yeah, I think he lost some in the beginning there, in the front there, in the natural.
But that many? I don't know.
He must have skipped some production.
Yeah.
I don't know, but what I know that this is a very bad position for the Terran. His proxy is basically done. It's not doing any damage. He lost some tanks. He's down in workers, and he's probably losing another tank here.
Yeah, he is pouncing on this with 2 goons, and he's going to get both of these tanks, it looks like. And, I mean, that just sets this Terran back even further. I wouldn't be surprised if he taps out, like, here the next minute or 2, because there's just so much damage. I don't know how he's going to come back.
Yeah, and another vulture getting picked off, and GG. Yeah, wow, 2 very quick games here, 2 very successful rushes by Oya, and we are 2-0 in this series.
So does he do it again, being up 2-0? Like, he's got 3 chances to win 1 game here and move on to the finals. He can do, you know, try something crazy. He could do another rush. He could play a standard macro game. Like, he's got so many options, whereas I think the Terran in this spot is going to have to play, you know, a lot more defensive and just make sure he doesn't die to anything early. You know, he can't really take any big risks in cutting corners in his build and risk dying and losing and getting knocked out of the tournament, well, or moving into the third place match, I guess.
Yeah, and if it continues like this year, we have a very short evening here. Very short.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I see that our viewers are already very active in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoy the games. Yeah, and let's see what we have in store here, or what the players have in store here for the third game on PowerPoint. Let's check it out.
Yeah. Should be an interesting map. Interesting game, 3 players. I wonder, there is a spot on here you can do like a proxy 2-gate in the natural base of your opponent, and it goes unscouted by a standard scouting SCV or probe. I only know that because someone did that to me on ladder in PvP. They proxied 2 gates in my natural, and I had no idea they were there until the Zealots were coming up my ramp. I still actually managed to hold on and win the game, but just the fact that they were able to get away with that, I was like, oh, okay, that's actually interesting. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so
spawning here. Sorry, top left, we have our yellow Protoss up 2 games. IRK's oh yeah.
And in the top right corner of PowerPoint we have our magenta Terran. Down 2-0, has to step up his game now to be able to advance to the finals. It is NW Ziggy.
I'm hoping Ziggy can take it. I want to see more than a 3-0 here, personally.
Yeah.
I also got to cheer for the magenta Terran. I like some of these new colors. They added magenta being one of them. It's pretty sharp, pretty standoutish. So it's hard not to cheer for the magenta player.
Yeah, and I hope we just see a nice, longer late game PvT. And Oya is not moving out the probe too early here, and he did make the pylon and the gateway in his main, so at least we have a normal looking opening so far. So
maybe we'll get our wish. Based off the first 2 games, I would kind of expect to see him do maybe something aggressive. Like maybe he'll go for a quick Reaver or some fast DTs or something. But I'm with you, I would like to see a longer macro game, get into that Arbiter tech or Carrier tech, something like that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's also this mind game that you play aggressive twice in a row, you even proxy twice in a row, and then your opponent will play so super safe because he's so scared that you proxy again or you do some weird stuff again, and then you just play super greedy as a Protoss and get a double expansion or so. We could see that as well.
Yeah, we'll see where it takes us. And like if I was in Ziggy's spot, personally, I think I would be playing a little bit more defensive, knowing that like, okay, he's rushed me twice, right? I just want to be safe. I don't want to go out this quickly. Like, I want to move on to the finals. So I just make sure I don't die to anything early on and can get into a strong macro game where Terran really starts to shine.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that probe harass. Pretty strong. He does kill one SCV.
Wow.
That just hurts his Ziggy already being down 2-0. He's like, oh my god, now this probe's killing my SCVs.
Yeah, his mentality must be very down right now.
We do have one Zealot coming out from Oya, starting to pressure across the map here.
Yeah, but it was scouted at least, so Ziggy can prepare. But he's very far out with those 2 Marines. I'm not sure. Will he fight 2 Marines against 1 Zealot in the open here?
Looks like he wants to maybe just get a bit of damage. He's going to run back to that ramp in that 3rd Marine now, I think. Should be fine. Oh, see, yeah, he's playing scared. He's actually building a Vulture first against only one Zealot here. I guess he didn't scout if there was a 2nd Zealot made. Yeah. But normally you don't necessarily want to get that Vulture out unless he's building more than 1 Zealot, I believe. So.
Yeah, often Protosses, if they go for fast expansion and they send out their first goon, a Vulture can do some damage in the Protoss base as well. So we'll see. So the Vulture is going across the map now. where will the goon go? Will it stay at the ramp or will it go out?
He did get his SCV in the base and scout that it's 2 gateways here. So this is a 2-gate goon build. So it looks like the Protoss is gonna be aggressive again here.
Yeah. And the Vulture is not going in. Now would have been the good time. And we see that expansion, so he's not like all in on 2-gate here.
Yeah. And we actually have a second factory built in the bottom of Ziggy's base, so he's gone for 2 fact every game. I don't know if that's just what he likes to do, or if he's doing that, he's like, I just want to get a lot of units because I know my opponent is rushing me. Or if it was in response to that second gate.
Yeah, and I don't know, Ziggy also got a lot of Marines here. Way more than you usually build if you're going for a later game. It looks like Ziggy maybe wants to go for a push himself. I mean, he has the Vulture. Ah, okay, it's moving now. I just want to say, one is he scouting the natural. And it looks like he is at least scouting this pylon, so he probably can assume that there's a Nexus there, and that fits his build or his strategy here, so he can go for a push while Oya probably did skip some units for that expansion.
Yeah. Oya was trying to do that BSL micro on those mines, but ends up eating 2 of them and losing a Dragoon there.
Oh, okay.
Bit unfortunate for him.
Wow, that's that's unfortunate. So yeah, even a higher chance of this push working now for Ziggy. And we'll see it starting.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get some good damage done. Because we did have, like, he's not even building any more Dragoons at the moment.
Yeah, and he already lost 1 Dragoon here in the front. Another Goon is already red, and this Goon in the main has no shields because of this mine. So I think this push has a high chance of working here.
And it needs to do something because he's well behind in worker count again. He is going to lose that Vulture. He still has all his tanks. Oh no.
No.
His units are just so spread out here.
Why?
He loses 2 of those tanks so quickly.
Oh, this mine. Oh, okay.
That mine did some decent damage, but a lot of the power of this push has already been, and that tank is almost dead.
Yeah, he's losing so much tanks all the time. Oh, a shield battery saving this Dragoon, but now it's dying anyways. No, saving again. 2 HP. And there's siege mode, so... Oh, but only 1 tank. Imagine he has 3 tanks right now.
Yeah, even if he had still 2, like, these Dragoons are going to be able to dive on it and kill it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
yeah.
That looked so good for Ziggy, but the control just wasn't there. Like, his units got too spread out, and he lost a couple of those tanks without getting the damage done he needed, really. He can pick off some probes here, maybe get back in the game. Yeah, he has put himself quite far behind here.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, he's killing some probes here. Maybe he's killing 1 or 2 goons with those mines as well, but overall I have to say he's not making workers himself all the time, so it's like he's losing an SCV every 20 seconds or so himself.
He has killed a lot of probes, actually. They're now even in worker count.
That is true.
I do think Ziggy should be ahead in worker count, but he just hasn't been making the SCVs. He's been so focused on microing these vultures.
Yeah, he literally didn't make a single SCV the last 5 minutes. This is actually impressive. Or the last 3 minutes at least.
These mines are doing some good damage, but Oya is eventually going to be able to, stop these vultures from getting in and doing damage here. So, yes, he caught up in worker count and killed a bunch of probes, but he didn't make any SCVs himself that whole time. He's just now finally making another couple of SCVs.
Wow. And he's building a 3rd factory here, and he's sending 2 tanks all by themselves again. Oh my god. Totally undefended tanks here again. But this time, oh my god, he will lose them again.
That mine though. That mine though. Okay.
Oof.
A couple more tanks being rallied across. He's just gonna go ahead and go all in with this.
Yeah, at this point I think it should be even good to send some SCVs to repair and block. Because if
Yeah.
he doesn't kill the Protoss here, you will lose the game. There's double Nexus production and he has no transition to the mid game here.
Yeah, this is all in from the Terran for sure. It's all or nothing here.
Yeah. No mines in front
of
of the tank. Oh, oh nice mine hits.
Okay. Losing a couple more tanks though. I don't know, this is so close. Well, he's got a few more vultures and another tank. I mean, what does Protoss really have? Another vulture got into the main with killing probes.
Oof. Yeah.
I don't know, I think this is gonna work, yeah.
Wow. Okay. And we see Oya GGing with almost double the worker count here still. I mean, I'm not sure to be honest. Even if he just retrieves all his probes to the main and gives up his natural, I think he still had a shot.
Yeah.
But
thing is, I don't think he knew that Terran necessarily didn't have an expansion either.
Yes. And
he may have assumed Terran did.
He also probably didn't know that Ziggy didn't build SCVs for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's true too.
So,
but as it stands, Terran does win. I don't know if we're going to get a game over 10 minutes in this series, but at least we have a game 4.
Yes. So we are on 2-1 now for Oya still 1 game away from the finals, and we will jump into the 4th game here on Neo Sylphet. Okay, Neo Sylphet, another 3-player map, and I mean, if I take a look at those last 3 games we have seen, I just assume that we will have at least 1 player being aggressive again, going for like 2 or 3 factory, going for proxies, going for 2 gate on 1 base. We just have no macro or like economy builds here.
From either player, no, I agree with that. I would not be surprised at all. This is a pretty decent map to be aggressive on. We've seen some 2 factory play here for sure, and so far every game Ziggy has gone for a 2 factory build. And like, this is a decent enough map for some kind of a Protoss rush, like a 2 gate of some kind, to 10-15 or 10-21. So there's the way these players have been playing, I am definitely expecting something aggressive here, and probably another short game. But we'll have to see. Maybe this will be our long macro game. Who knows?
Yeah. So no probe going out so far. So no super early proxy.
Yeah. We do have our Protoss here spawning in the top metal base, I should say. Red Protoss, up 2-1.
Yeah, and Terran being the bottom right this time. He needs to win 2 more games to advance to the finals now. But he did win the last game, so maybe he has some more hope and can pull off 2 more wins.
Well, I mean, that last game was a start, so we'll see. We do have that first depot coming down in a pretty nice position that forces the SCVs to spawn closer to the minerals in this position. So a nice little trick there by Ziggy.
Yeah. Okay, and
we are gonna have. I was gonna say we are gonna have that probe scout the Terran first. Nice for him.
And it looks like our Terran player is scouting the middle for proxies. Yeah, he's very scared. You can see it here. So this alone means that Oya is very slightly ahead in economy every game. But yeah, that's how it is. And oh wait, I don't know, maybe...
Oh, is he gonna proxy?
Going on here?
Does he just not know the maps that well? I don't know.
Yeah, that looked very
Could
weird.
be a misclick.
It's
probably a misclick or something. I was like, is he just gonna build a factory and float it in? But how did he know Protoss spawned there? Okay.
Yeah, he has not enough gas anyways, and also it would not be a good proxy for the Protoss, so no reason to scout there. So I think it was indeed a misclick here.
Yeah. So he's gonna go ahead, get in, you know, he's going to be happy to see that there's a gateway in the main base and a coming up.
Yeah. Okay,
And he should
factory
be able
did
to see
not
that
start
come
so far. Factory starting very late at 170 gas already.
Maybe he was a bit distracted by that probe in his base. I wasn't watching. Maybe he was doing some good micro trying to kill another SCV. Doesn't look like he got one this game.
Yeah, 0 kills on that probe.
Interestingly, Ziggy's already down 2 workers. That's something I've noticed in all these games. He doesn't have, it's only 1 now, but he doesn't have constant CV production here.
Yeah, he's just not building workers at all. He's stopping at 15 every game. Last game it was the same, 15 workers and he stops.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just part of his build. Maybe there's a specific reason for this. I'm not a Terran player, and these players are better than me, so I don't really want to judge it too harshly, but that does seem a little weird to me. Like, normally you want to get that constant production except for very specific kinds of rushes. I know at least for Protoss there's a couple of builds you can do where you will cut. Most of the time you just want constant production.
Yeah, this is super interesting. So he's getting another factory at the top of his main base. And he built another SCV, so I don't know. But this attack by the Protoss can be very dangerous. 1 Goon, 1 Zealot is very dangerous for 4 Marines, or 5 Marines now.
Well, he does lose that first Marine without doing anything really to these. Just taking some shield damage on that Zealot and backing up. Pretty good heads up play there.
And the range is almost finished for those Dragoons, and the second Dragoon is coming, so yeah, the tank halfway done. If the Protoss attacks you before the tank is out, it can be very dangerous. But there's just a very short timing window, and it looks like he's not taking that. So tank is out now, and I think that should make the defense a lot easier for the Terran.
And as we predicted, both players are looking to be aggressive. We have 2 gateways coming out of Protoss and a second factory again coming out of Ziggy here. So maybe this is just the way they both play this matchup. It's always like aggressive from Protoss and 2 facts from Terran or something. Or maybe it's a stylistic thing. They both have a good read on their opponent, like, I'll just 2-fact him every game, or I'll crush him every game.
Yeah, I don't really know why he's killing this egg here. I think the egg is helping him, but maybe when he wants to push out soon. But by the way, again, he's not making any workers, so he's stopping at 16. So again, we see Oya almost doubling the worker count. So again, we are in a position where Ziggy has to do damage, otherwise he will be very far behind.
Yeah, I want to say this must be like a specific 2-fact timing for him to cut SCVs here. Like maybe gets his 2-factory attack out a little quicker or something. Because there's no way a player in GosuLeague should be missing macro cycles like that. So it's got to be on purpose.
Yeah. But yeah, well, I don't know. He's again losing tanks just like that, and now he has no tanks at all. He's only making vultures. He has no defense against those Dragoons except the mines. Oh, that Oya is running in. that's nice for Ziggy.
Oh yeah, all those Dragoons are quite low now. He's gonna even just kill them off with these SCVs. He did get a vulture almost into the Protoss main. Doesn't look like he was able to kill any probes.
Yeah. And yeah, but those Dragoons are killing stuff. That's the problem here. Ziggy is already behind. He's now so far behind in workers, and those goons are still doing damage. I don't see any way out here out of this position for Ziggy.
He can't realistically get out of his natural without taking a mine hit, and it looks like he's going to eat that mine anyway.
Yep.
He could send those across the map, but he doesn't know if there's any mines in his path, and he doesn't want to lose all those Dragoons for free to a random mine. So it looks like he's just going to be content to stay back, get his Nexus up, and it looks like he's actually going to go for a Reaver here. Robotics support bay finishing up just outside his natural.
Yeah, and Ziggy is pushing out here with a single siege tank. And the vulture.
I don't know if he's going to do much with a single tank. Yeah, okay, he thinks better of it and pulls that back. So I don't know where he goes from here. Like, okay, he's starting to make SCVs now, but he's got to do something, right? Like, he's on 2 factories, he's got no expansion, he's got no real tech to speak of. His economy's behind.
I'm missing that 3rd factory that he built the last 2 games.
Yeah, maybe that's what we'll see. If he gets 200 minerals and throw down another. It looks like he does want to go for a little bit of a push here and try and be aggressive still. I don't know if this is going to work with the Reaver out. We'll have to see if the control is for Oh Yeah.
Yeah, this will be very hard. I mean, Ziggy has to micro this perfectly, otherwise he's not doing any damage. There are so many goons out. I think almost the goons alone are enough to hold this.
Yeah.
But with the Reaver, even, I don't see any hope for Ziggy. But the Reaver's in the top right corner now, so this is not helping. But there's still
looks
8
like
goons.
Wants to try and go kill some SCVs. We'll see if he pulls that back when he sees that Terran is attacking and being aggressive here.
No.
I still don't know if this is going to get damaged. He's going to have to really have good positioning here, I think.
Yeah, and this shuttle is going into the main right now. I mean, there are not many SCVs to begin with, but this Reaver is killing some, and
oh, he's just gonna leave.
He just leaves the game. Oh my god.
Sees the Reaver and he's done.
Oof, oof, oof. Hard games for our Terran player here.
Yeah, it was pretty short games all series long. But Oh Yeah does take down Ziggy 3-1, so that pushes him into the final match. And Ziggy goes down to the 3rd, 4th place match.
Yeah, so congratulations to Oya advancing to the final here, and yeah, Ziggy has another shot to play in the 3rd place match, as you say, and now that I've seen those games, I remember that I think I've casted his games like in the round of 16 or so before, and I see, yeah, there was a Terran who was always going 3 factory on 1 base against Zerg. I think it was Ziggy, to be honest. I think he's always doing this. so
maybe that's just his build, or just 3 fact every game against no matter what race it is, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And if that was his strategy the whole time, then it got him far. And maybe Oh Yeah, that's why he kept being aggressive early. He's like, okay, I got to do damage to him early, or why he kept going for that 2 gate behind it. He's like, I know this guy loves doing his 2 facts and loves doing or 3 facts and just countering him, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if it can work very well if you have opponents that just play and don't really prepare for their match in a tournament. They just play the game. They just show up in time and play the game and do nothing else. They don't prepare. They don't watch replays of their opponents. They don't practice specific strategies. Then it can work. But I think it looked like Oya did do his research and he checked Ziggy's games in the past rounds. And yeah, he basically countered this with a 2 gate every game, or even with the proxies in the first 2 games. And yeah, once again, congratulations to Oya. Very nice games, and we will see him in the finals.
Yeah, I guess now it's time to find out who's going to be joining him in our next.
Yes.
Who are the players there when you check that out?
Yeah, before we go to the second series of the night, we will do a very short break, like 3 minutes, and then we will go into the second semifinals between Yeti and Bandy. So stay tuned. Be right back in 3 minutes.
Sounds good. Cam on the stream there for a quick second.
Yes. I try to. Welcome back to the BSL GosuLeague semifinals. Yeah, I fixed my webcam. Now you can see at least me. Yeah, and we are jumping to the second series now. Yeah.
All right.
So let's take a look at the players first. So the first player we have here for the second semifinals is our Polish Protoss, Yeti. Yeah, didn't play that many games. Is pretty much the same MR as Oya, just 1 point higher. Very close.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see. So we have another Protoss, and his opponent will be the Russian Zerg, Bandy. Also did not play a lot of games, but he is a bit higher in MMR, so not sure if that will play a factor here, but I guess he will be a very strong player and he will show a strong performance here. And yeah, we have a PVZ. So what do you think about PVZ?
I think Zerg is OP and should be removed from the game. No, it's a fun matchup. Like, I know it can be a little stressful for Protoss to play. There's a lot of things they can die to early on, but a lot of that is overcome by good scouting information. Keeping that scouting probe alive, you know, saying, okay, what is Zerg up to, and being able to properly react and counter it in time. It's definitely a fun matchup to play, though. I'm looking forward to this. Both of these very strong players.
Yes. Okay.
Hopefully the series goes a little longer than last series.
Very nice information.
Late games.
Yeah. Very nice information here by Verti. Yeti has one of the best records in STPL. For those of you who don't know what STPL is, very nice clan league, and the organizers tracking all the statistics there. So yeah, Yeti has, it looked like, yeah, a lot of wins there. So he's a strong player despite having like 50 or so less MMR. He will be able to win this game for sure. So he has definitely a shot here at winning against Bandy. But we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, this should be a really good series. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so let's start. First map
don't forget
is
to
Gladiator.
change the overlays there too, or player names. I think it's still, oh yeah, and Ziggy on your stream.
Of course. Yeah, thank you.
I'm on top of it. It's alright, I'll introduce the players here while you do that.
Yep.
In the top left, we have Andy from Russia, our red Zerg. And imagine the camera going to bottom left. We have our blue Protoss, Yeti KDV.
Exactly. So
PVZ, what do you got for us?
yeah, we see the Overlord already scouting the correct direction. Usually the Zergs always want to scout in the direction where the next natural would be, so it's like, yeah, it's not luck on where you decide to scout, but it's luck on how the positions of the players are here. So he's scouting to that bottom left corner because the natural of the bottom left is closer to his base. So yeah, he will see the Protoss in the first scout, and meanwhile we see Yeti actually not scouting, so that usually means that we have a gateway first here.
Yeah, I would imagine we're only going to see him throw down this gateway when this pro back and look to start doing some early pressure, depending on what Zerg does too. Like if Zerg's going for an early pool, he's got like a 9 pool or something, he's got to play more defensive with it. We do see pretty standard stuff going for that overpool. And oh no, it was actually just a forge.
Yeah, I'm very surprised to see that. That's very ballsy to not scout with your probe, but going for that forge. I would assume he just makes a cannon here. He can't just go Nexus, I think.
Yeah, he's got a blind cannon here. The other thing with this scouting pattern, like if Zerg went for a 4 pool or something, like Protoss is just gonna die. Like he's not gonna know what's coming all the time.
Yeah.
And he's actually, I think he's setting up for a Nexus too.
This is crazy. He's just blindly doing the Nexus. Wow.
Yeah, so he's basically saying, okay, Zerg, I know you're gonna go over pool or 12 hatch here. Oh man. Yeah, if this was 9 pool or anything earlier, like he would pretty much be dead.
Yeah, that's super nice for Yeti. Yeah, it works out for him. Maybe he also researched his opponent here, and maybe he saw that Bandy never goes for 9 pool or so he adapted to that, to his research, and now he's safe. He got the early Nexus and he got the cannon up, the gateway is going up, so I think he should be very safe against those 6 Zerglings. But be careful, 6 Zerglings can kill a cannon, for sure, if they are not blocked.
He is going to pull a bunch of probes to hold this off, too. He doesn't want those Lings getting in, because that's very sad times with Protoss, if those Lings get in and start running around your main.
Oh, and
he is going to get them in. Oh, that's not. He had to pull all those probes and it still didn't help him defend. So we got 3 Lings in the main base now.
He already lost a lot of mining time. Oh, that's very annoying.
Yeah, a rule of thumb for myself, like if I see a Zerg make, you know, commit 6 Lings or something, I usually will just grab that second cannon. Because you have to pull probes to kind of block it anyway, so the money you've lost from mining basically is paying for that cannon anyway.
Yeah.
So you might as well have that extra cannon.
Yeah, and I mean you can see it here, even if Bandy is not killing any workers here, just the mining time that he's losing here, that Yeti is losing, just because of those 3 Lings is so huge at this point.
And he has killed, what, 2 or 3? These Lings each have 1, I don't know if that Ling he killed got any kills, but...
Yeah, I think it's 2 so far, but still, that's so much damage, 2 kills. The whole build or the whole flow of Yeti is now lost, like everything will be late. For example, if he goes for a core there, his core there will be late, and maybe he will scout any Mutalisk. It's just slightly too late and won't have enough defense. Those things can snowball very quickly.
Well, we can already see his gas, like he's just starting to mine gas from the natural right now. So his gas is already behind where it would have been normally. It's just, even just having those Lings really throws a Protoss off their flow, like you were saying. It's just super stressful. You got to worry about those while trying to keep up with your build, which is already hard enough. You know, trying to keep your scouting probe alive and get everything on time your build is just so tight early on as Protoss. It's like, I feel for him, but that does not mean this is unwinnable by any means. Like, he may be a little bit behind, but anything can happen still. This is still very winnable game for both sides.
Yeah, and speaking of both sides, if we check the Zerg side here, we see that Spire already 1/3 completed, and he of course went for the 3 base play here, but so far he was not using a third base. But yeah, the Mutalisk will come soon, and I mean there's the Stargate going up, and I think it will be maybe barely in time with the first core there at least, but here's still no cannons and not even a pylon at the natural, so he needs to build that pylon quickly to have the cannons there in time.
One thing I will say, if he is going to grab any mutas, he won't be able to get very many. He's only mining from 1 gas. By the time this is done, he's only going to be able to afford like 4 Mutalisks at best here. So, and he just lost an Overlord, so he's actually not going to be able to make any.
Is there any Overlord? Oh no, no Overlord in production. Yeah, that's bad for Bandy, of course. Nice for Yeti here. So the Mutalisk, if you plan to build some, will be a bit delayed here. So we'll see. The Overlord is finishing in the natural now. He is at 500 gas. Oh, but no, he just spent some. Ah, okay, the first Mutalisks are in production. I will activate the production tab here in the top left corner. So 5 Mutalisks are in production, and yeah, there are still no cannons. Okay, cannons starting now in the natural here. What is the core deck count? It is at 1 and the second one is building.
Yeah. 5 Mutalisks isn't a huge threat with 1 cannon. He also has a Dragoon there to help defend. I don't think he's going to really take any damage. These mutas may be more for, I mean, he's going to look to see if he can get some damage done, but they're going to be more for helping defend against Zealot timing attack when that comes out as well. Just doing some damage to those Zealots as they're coming across the map. And eventually kill them off. Looks like he's going to try and get maybe a couple probes. That's good.
Yeah, 3 probes dead so far, so I mean he didn't lose a Mutalisk there. So far everything's fine. But what is the transition here? What do we have here? We have a lot of hatcheries and Hydralisk stand here, researching Hydralisk speed, so we have the transition into Hydras already. And what is in the Pearl space? Yeah, the Storm research will start any second with that Templar Archive finishing up.
No, his leg speed actually isn't quite half done here, so he's not going to be able to put on any real pressure with the speed zealots at any point here. So you got to be feeling pretty comfortable as Bandy at this point. You know, he's got those Mutalisks flying in. He knows exactly what Protoss is up to, scouting around. He did pick up a few probes. I mean, their worker counts and supply counts are pretty even, which generally you'd say is a little bit better for Zerg here. But overall, pretty nice game from both players so far.
Yeah, I agree. I think Zerg is in a very nice spot here. Also, we see Yeti getting some Dark Templar here, or at least 1 Dark Templar. And he's transitioning into the High Templars now. Still no Storm researched.
Yeah, that worries me a little bit.
I think this Dark Templar is not going to find a lot of damage. Maybe he can kill those Zerglings in the front if Bandy doesn't notice, but apart from that, all the bases are well defended by Bandy.
Oh. Okay, he's gonna move out. There's 1 random Templar just kind of sitting there. If Bandy notices that, he might try and pick that off. Corsair's getting a couple of Mutalisk kills. 1 going down to a Scourge, and he's gonna go after that Overlord now. This move out from Yeti isn't very strong. Like,
yeah.
Not only is it a couple minutes late, but it's like the size it should have been a couple minutes ago. So Bandy's had like an extra 2 minutes to build up Hydras and defense. So I don't think he's gonna really find any damage. And what I'm really worried about is Storm is still okay. It's about half done now, but if Bandy was across the map fighting down at Protoss, without Storm, he's just dead, right? So
yeah.
This is actually looking kind of dangerous. He is going to have maybe a couple of storms when this hits, but with good storm dodging, Bandy may even be able to bust down the Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, even if the storm is finished, he only has 2 Templars right now, and the next one is, yeah, I mean, it's in the main right now. It's going towards the natural, so 3 storms maximum, and we see the fight already started. Oh, but good storm here. Yeah.
Yeah. He's throwing down those cannons. He definitely feels the pressure here.
Ooh.
Another good storm. But now
Yeah.
he has no storms left. Oh, he's got one more coming up right now.
Okay, but only 1 cannon left, and I think it's not enough. The Corsairs are not helping at all against all those Hydras. And the Zealots are dying here. There are still more and more Hydras.
Yep. And with this Hydra rally, I think this is it. He doesn't have anything to defend. Like, I even save him now. There's too many Overlords here. The Corsairs can maybe pick them off, but the Hydras should just be able to kill these Corsairs first.
Yeah.
And there's no play left here, I think, for Yeti. He's got 1 storm, but can't kill all these Hydras with 1 storm. So I think that's it.
I mean, even if he defends here, he already lost way too much, and Bandy can just do whatever he wants, I think.
And a big part of that goes back to that early game, just getting those couple lings in really threw Yeti off his build. It's all right, like his gas was late and everything else is late, and now we're kind of seeing the result of that. Just because all that stuff was so late, Bandy was easily able to run him over here with Hydras.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Those early Zerglings definitely did a lot to that win of Bandy here. Okay, so Bandy is up 1-0, and we will go to the next game right away. Which will be on ground 0.
Alright, yeah. Popular this BSL.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say this was a very clear game. It wasn't a really close game, I would say, but that doesn't mean that it will be the same next game, because I know that those few Zerglings, even if they don't kill a lot of corps, they can mess up your whole build order so much. You will get so stressed out and you forget maybe some things, and your whole build order is just super delayed, and that can really snowball so hard. So we'll see how Yeti can do if something like that doesn't happen in the beginning, and we will go into this game here.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're both Protoss players. We know the pain of lings in our base, so it's just, they can really mess with your whole game. All right. So, starting here in game 2 in the top left, we have down a game our blue Protoss Yeti.
And in red again, we have our Russian Zerg Bandy.
Finally, players picking some decent colors. No.
Yeah.
This map can be a little bit hard to see lurkers later on for Protoss. Can be a little bit annoying. Have to see if Bandy wants to do something like that if this game goes long enough. Get some lurkers out, see if that plays any kind of role here. I do want to see what Yeti's opening. Is he just gonna like do this thing again where he builds the pylon mines and just blind nexuses?
Oh, that would be very risky. I mean, in the first game, okay, but if Bandy, I mean, Bandy even scouted it in the last game. Yeah. He probably knows, so it's very risky by Yeti to do it again, because Bandy can just go for a 9 pull here. But it looks like he's not doing that. He already has his Overlord in production, so we'll see quite normal build order again here.
Question is he going to scout with the second probe, or is he just going to send that back? And it looks like he is going to go ahead and scout with that second probe. This is probably my favorite way of scouting. Like, you're going to see lings on the way. You're going to be pretty safe. You're going to get that scout Zerg base second, no matter what kind of deal, and know what you're up against and be able to adjust your build accordingly sooner rather than later.
I want to mention a very nice trick you can do as Protoss. So on this map, and for example on Circuit Breaker as well, so those 4-player maps which have another expansion on the right or left side, you can actually just scout to that 3 o'clock expansion and see if an Overlord is flying there. And if you see it, you know where the Zerg is. And if you don't see it, then you know he's bottom left. So that's a very nice trick you can do. But yeah, he didn't do that, and both players have scouted their opponent. Now we see a pylon block here in the natural, so this first hatchery is a bit misplaced. He will have to invest into another hatchery to get that expansion.
That's nice. Actually, going back to what you said about that scouting thing, like I've definitely done that before. It's helpful, but like if the Zerg player does know that you're capable of doing that, they can try and counter that by scouting in the direction you don't expect. So if you do that and don't see the Overlord there, you might assume he's bottom left, for example, in this position, and go scout there and then just be completely thrown off by some aggression or something. So you do have to be a little bit careful there, because you can't always count on Zerg scouting the correct direction. But in most cases, yes, I would agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
one very interesting thing here. I mean, last game we see Yeti not really scouting with his after the first pylon and just blindly making the nexus and the cannon afterwards without any scouting information. But this time he even invested 2 probes to scout, but he still made the cannon before the nexus, despite Bandy on being on the same build here. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing there. His nexus was quite a bit late. Like even after he invested in the cannon, he made more probes before he got his nexus. So this nexus is actually a fair bit delayed from what it could be. Looks like we had a bit of a pause here. But yeah, like this nexus should already be up and mining. Like even if you're gonna go for the cannon first, you can still get the nexus right after.
Yeah,
so the fact that he made those probes, I don't know.
Maybe this pylon block in the natural was one factor to that. Maybe he assumes that Bandy is just going for more Zerglings because of this pylon block, in case that Yeti doesn't cancel the pylon, and he just wanted to get the cannon first because of that, because he expected more Zerglings early on. Yeah,
and I mean that's 100 less minerals he would have to place his nexus on time anyways, so until he cancels that, and he doesn't even get the full 100 back, so that's a good point as well.
Meanwhile, we have the same build order here for Bandy. I think just the difference that he has not taken third base this time, because I guess he had to make that third hatchery in the natural. Meanwhile, we have a little Zealot here, even getting a kill. Very good job here by the Zealot. Maybe can get another one. One hit. Okay, Bandy is aware.
I think it's gonna. He's just gonna keep running it around until the Zerglings kill that Zealot. There we go.
Yeah, and the Spire is halfway done already. What do we have here for Yeti? We have that one Goon again, and the Stargate is just finishing up now. A lot of Zerglings. Is there Zergling speed? No. Or actually, never mind, there is Zergling speed. So this can be dangerous. If those Zerglings go for that Dragoon, there's only one cannon behind it. Okay, he's not
looks
committing.
like he thought about it, but he's going to turn around. I think he could have picked off that Dragoon. I think he's just going to sit back.
Okay, still... Okay, a cannon going up now in the main base of Yeti here. I mean, there are some builds where the Zerg can just get like 2 or 4 Scourges and then go Mutus behind that, pick off that core there and just fly into the main base, killing that one cannon. So what do we have here in the production tab here? We have, we have the first pair of Scourges here. If that gets the core there, can be very dangerous.
And they are flying towards the Corsair now. Looks like they are. One of them hits. Is he going to get away? Bandy could try and intercept that with his mutas as well and pick it off, especially now that it's taken half damage.
Yes.
Looks like he's going to fly in, and he's going to go for maybe a quick bust here.
Oh, I'm not sure against 2 cannons.
Yeah, like these lings aren't even getting in. He does kill one of the cannons, but at what cost? He lost all those mutas and all those lings for one cannon, essentially. I don't know if and one Corsair. I don't know if he lost any ground units there. I don't think he did.
I think one Zealot died, but that's
Okay,
it.
maybe.
So
Yeah, so not a good trade for the Zerg. So I would say that's good for Protoss then, right? He should be a little bit ahead after that exchange.
yeah, that was definitely a bit weird. I mean, there were two Corsaires hitting that Muta flock, and he didn't have another pair of Scourges, and he also didn't finish up that already damaged Corsair. So just attacking two cannons and two Corsaires with 4 Mutalisks, that is often not working. Let's put it that way.
It looked like he was going to try for that again. But Yeti scouts that with his Dark Templar and is more than ready for that. So Andy thinking better of it this time, he's just going to pull back with his Lings and Mutas. And he probably, I'm sure he noticed that DT killing some of his Lings while he pulled back. So he looks ready to defend it from both sides here.
Yeah. Yeah, and this game looks already a lot better for the Protoss because the third base is very far delayed for Bandy. He also wasted some units there on that attack, didn't make as many drones, so yeah, things are looking a lot better here for Yeti.
We'll have to see where he wants to go from here. Looks like he's actually started +1 armor for his Protoss units here at the Forge. That's interesting. I think he'll just go for that +2 attack.
Yeah, sometimes if you have your +1 attack very early and your Templar archive is not finished yet, I mean, you might as well start the armor to not have the Forge idling and doing nothing for a while.
In that case, I'd almost like to see him get a second Forge so he can get that upgrade going as well. It's very important, especially like against Zerglings, to stay ahead. Although we don't have an evolution chamber at all for Zerg yet, so maybe Protoss noticed this and he's like, okay, he doesn't have an Evo chamber, he's not going to be getting those carapace upgrades for his Zerglings, so I don't really need the +2 weapons anytime soon.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess that's the case here.
We do have a little bit of a move out.
Yeah, Storm is researched a lot, or much earlier this time, and speed is there. Every upgrade that the Protoss needs is there. The upgrade advantage, as you just mentioned, the +1 against the 0 armor for the Zerglings. So yeah, Yeti can do some damage here, but there are many Sunkens. I'm not sure if he can kill those.
A Scourge flying in, hitting different Corsairs. He doesn't really have an answer to these Corsairs at the moment. He's going to get that Evo chamber now, get some cores, but these Corsairs are probably going to find a decent amount of damage. Like, there's a couple of Scourge out, but that's not enough to stop this many Corsairs.
Yeah, the Hydralist then was up for a pretty long time, but there's not a single Hydralist. That's a bit weird, in my opinion. And maybe he pays for it, but I think there are just too many Sunkens. But those Sunkens, you always have to remember, those Sunkens are basically lost drones. So that's already some damage done to Zerg.
We do have a DT picking off some units here at the third because there is no Overlord. And he's got Corsairs camped above these eggs to kill popping Overlords. So, I mean, he might be able to do a decent amount of damage here until that Spore gets up. And, okay, just as I say that, a Spore finishes up there, so he should be fine now.
Well, to be honest, the Dark Templar could just sneak around at the bottom because the Spore is just very far up.
Yeah, that's true. There is an Overlord there now as well, but the Corsairs could always fly in and pick that off. But they're being chased away by some Scourge and try to go over their cannons. Nice pick, note of recognition from Bandy to pull those Scourge away before they get killed by those cannons.
Yeah. Yeah, and Yeti being pretty far ahead on the army size here is able to just very safely get up his third base without any danger coming from the Zerg player. Bandy meanwhile is still getting more drones, so he's definitely not ready to produce an army and go for a counterattack there. That being said, the Hydralist speed is almost done, and he's also researching the carapace here and making his first Hydralist, but the army is just not there yet to really pressure that third.
And we do have that one armor finished up for Protoss now as well. 2 attacks started. So upgrades are going to be pretty nice for Protoss compared to the Zerg still. A couple Lings do get in. They might pick off this one Morphing Cannon, but that's about it. Cleaned up, and Yeti's going to get that 3rd base up and running. I definitely agree he's ahead. Like, Zerg had to spend so many drones on the static defense. He's got 4 Sunkens and a Spore at each base here. So while he's not necessarily easily going to get broken from Protoss anytime soon, he's also not really going to be in a position to do anything to Protoss. So he can probably just go ahead and take his 4th base or 5th base now and just keep roaming the map and prevent Zerg from getting any more bases himself. And just win the game that way, right? Just out expand the Zerg and not really allow him to grow any further.
Yeah, and usually the game plan here for Protoss player in general, not in every case of course, but usually the game plan for the Protoss is to just deny the 4th base. So if you can keep the Zerg on 3 bases and you can even get your 3rd base up yourself, then you're in a very good position. So we'll see how that plays out here once Bandy has enough units to push out. Maybe he can secure the 4th base, or Yeti will just crush any attempt on getting a 4th base, and that can decide the game here.
Well, this army is just so massive compared to what Zerg has. Like, I can't see Zerg being able to take a 4th base anytime sooner at all in this game. And we might even see Yeti try and commit somewhere at some point. Like, his Dragoons, he could pick off these 4 buildings and maybe break into the natural. There's not even any lurkers yet on the map.
Yeah, there's lurker research is not even halfway done, and it takes long. And sadly, the den is right there in the front for the Dragoons to pick off, so we'll not see any lurkers anytime soon.
Yeah, and he does lose that. Couple of storms going down there. Some Hydras trying to pick up some Zealots and stuff from the high ground there. Looks like these teams are going to go ahead and pick off that hatchery as well. And I wouldn't be surprised to see like Protoss maybe try and bust in here, and it looks like he is going to do just that. Oh, very nice storm on those Hydras. Another very good storm, and he's just destroying all those. I don't think Zerg has the answer here. I think this is GG, honestly.
Yeah, looks like it. I mean, 5 Sunkens help a lot against the first very early push out by the Protoss, but not against the 150 supply army, so
it just set him back too far, right? Didn't really have enough units to support it. He didn't have the lurkers out to kind of support his defenses, and was never going to be able to get that 4th base up anyway.
Small counterattack by our Zerg player here on the 3rd base of the Protoss, but this is defended already, and that means there's nothing left for Bandy, and he is GGing out of the game.
So that will give us a 1-1, meaning we'll get at least a game.
Yes. Yeah, we saw 2 games which were not really close, but yeah, I'm not sure if you can say dominated, but it was a pretty straightforward game for Bandy in the first game and Yeti in the second game, so that's very interesting that we have both players here winning their game very easily. So yeah, it looks like they're really equally skilled here.
And it goes to show how much this matchup can be balanced on a knife's edge too. Like, you can get a little advantage early on one way or the other, and how if the player is good enough, they can just run away with that advantage and turn it into a straightforward victory. And we kind of saw that in both games here for both sides, so very nice.
Yes, like PvZ, I think is one of the matchups where very slight differences, very small details in the beginning of the game can snowball so much to the later stages of the game. I think PvZ is especially prone to that.
Yeah, and we saw a good example of that with those Lings getting in game 1. That Zealot damaging a massive amount of early Sunkens just set Zerg back too much. He couldn't overcome it.
Exactly.
Right. So game number 3, 3-player map Power Bond. We have spawning here in the left our blue Protoss, Yeti.
And again, in the bottom of the map, here on Power Bond, we have our Russian Zerg, Bandy.
Right, so being a 3-player map, if it goes long enough, a lot of the times you may say that it favors Zerg a little bit more. Just because they have usually have an easier time of getting and securing that other main and natural base, which in a late game situation can allow Zerg to just acquire more bases and more resources to overwhelm Protoss. But when it gets super late, Protoss does trade more efficiently usually. So there's that advantage as well. I don't know if we'll get to that point at all, but something to keep in mind when playing a 3-player map in this matchup.
Yeah. And we have Yeti going for that pylon in the front and the probe scout in the correct direction, I think. Actually, it's... I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's a weird scouting pattern.
Yeah, he just like went across and then down, but he is going to go ahead and get there, find his opponent's base and see, you know, nothing too strange is up. He's just going to scout and see, okay, this is overpool. Standard, you know, basic opening from Zerg in this matchup, so he's going to feel very comfortable. He's going to get that forge up, and hopefully we'll see him throw down the Nexus first here.
Yeah, so Bandy going for the same build order every game, and I think, yeah, Yeti, I mean, he did go for that Nexus first, once in the second game Cannon first, but yeah, he's just not going for any proxy or any gateway first, harass heavy strategies here. Just very standard stuff here for both players.
And he is saving up those minerals for that next on 13 supply. And then I imagine we'll see a cannon right behind that as well. Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Okay. He's actually getting the cannon first side. This is just interesting to me. I don't know.
Yeah, same.
Like I mean, he's in GosuLeague in the finals. I don't know. I feel like he should know this, but I don't know. He is gonna do a gas steal on top of this though at the Zerg main base. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I don't really know. I mean, Zergs have their natural very quickly, so they can take the gas there. And
yeah,
this gas steal only prevents the Zerg from getting like super early Zergling speed or like 2 base Mutalisk all in or so.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. Said because Zerg could have sent his drone to the natural and be morphing that while his hatchery is still finishing up here.
Yes.
So, and plus it's just sending Protoss back in his own build a little bit. I don't know. Unless there's something specific he doesn't want Bandy to be doing, I don't think it's really worth it for him to go ahead and steal that.
Yeah, but Bandy is not taking the gas in the natural, so it looks like he didn't plan on going any link speed or super fast glare build anyways, so he's just making drones and overlords at this point, getting more and more hatcheries. So he got his third base there and another hatchery into natural.
So to me this looks like he's gonna go for like a 4 or even.
Oh, you're cut off a bit here.
Hello?
Didn't really catch that sentence.
I said, so to me this looks like, as a Protoss, if I was scouting this, I'd be like, okay, so this guy's looking to go for either a 4 or 5 hatch Hydra kind of a play, since he doesn't have any gas. He still hasn't actually taken his gas, so this, I'm guessing we're going to see a 5th hatchery come down here before he takes his gas. Oh no, there's his gas right now. And it looks like he's going to take that 5th hatchery at the same time, so yeah.
Yes.
5 hatch Hydra coming up.
Looks like it, yeah.
It does look like Yeti has noticed this as well. He's gone ahead and skipped Stargate. This is definitely something you can do against gasless Zerg style, like a 4 or 5 hatch Hydra. For faster Zealots, because you know this Lair and Spire are going to be delayed. There's not going to be any early threat of Mutalisks. And by the time he could threaten Mutalisks, you should be able to have some Archons or Dragoons out to help deal with it as well.
Yeah, and Bandy just starting mining gas now. We see that first goon going out of the base where he tries to snipe that overlord. But I think this Overlord, yeah, it's getting away. Those 4 Zerglings got enough time, and that Overlord should be safe on the side round here.
Yeah, it's true. We've seen, I think Yeti's gone ahead and got that. So, I guess he's a bit lucky that it spawned correctly outside that gateway. I guess he's lined up correctly, but with the wall he has here, he's going to have to kill something later to get Dragoons out from his main base, but
oh yeah,
for now he's okay.
Right. Yeah, he will probably just add another pylon here on the left side of the cannons and then kill the pylon, I would assume. Okay, meanwhile we have the Templar Archive going up, and yeah, you definitely need a lot of High Templars in Storm against that 5 Hedge Hydra play.
Versus this style, definitely. You can get those Templars out a little bit quicker, get those Speed Zealots out a little bit quicker, and pressure with, you know, maybe a bigger Zealot Templar army instead of transitioning to Goons as quickly. But again, it depends, you know, what the Zerg's going to do, because some Zergs will get the lair pretty quickly after this. We can see in this case he has not gone for a lair yet. So he is getting Hydralisk upgrades, so he's going to be pretty committed to Hydras here for a little while.
Yeah, we'll see how that pans out, but I have to say, for a short moment, thank you Terror for hosting, bringing 30 more viewers to this nice BSL GosuLeague semifinals, so thank you for that. And meanwhile we have Yeti pushing out with a small force. The Hydra production has started, but there are not a lot of Hydras out yet, but I think with that Sunken it should be enough.
Yeah, and he's even going to get away in the way of some of these with these Hydras. Yeah, that Sunken is going to go down, but these... Oh, okay. I stand corrected. It is not going to go down. It lived with 19
You're such a
health.
bad caster, man.
Caster curse or something going on here.
Okay, we have a Dark Templar going out here. There's no Overlord. I mean, he went by that Overlord in front of the natural, but after that... Okay, there are enough Overlords at the bases of a Zerg here and even in the main base, so even if it sneaks by... Oh, never mind, there's no in the third base, actually.
Okay, they're coming now, and there's Hydras there, okay. He's not going to be able to sneak in there. Had he gone around, maybe he could have picked off a couple of drones or something, or gone in and killed that Sunken. Save face for me a little bit, but... yeah. No... So, Bandy on top of his defense there, and he's going to go ahead and throw down that 6th hatch now, and looks like his lair is about 2/3 done.
And we actually have the Templar energy upgrade here, researching in the Templar archive. I don't see that so often, so early, sometimes in the later stages of the game, but yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I know that's one upgrade I forget far too often. It's definitely useful as the game gets later. Storms, especially when they're defending bases and stuff, or getting into fights. It's nice to have that extra storm.
Oh, nice dodging, nice spread here by Bandy, and I think this Hydra Force is way too big for that Cross army to handle here. This Goon is not getting back. Oh, and another nice dodge here, and I think there's no more storm left.
Interesting, actually, noticing on this forge that he's getting armored. So maybe this is something that he likes to do, is get the +1 attack and then go for the armor next.
Yeah, it could be.
Getting +2 attack. His Templar Archives was definitely in time to start +2 attack.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, and Yeti actually had to build more cannons because he wasn't sure that Bandy is staying outside here. There could be a big push from Bandy when the Protoss has no storm, so he wanted to add more cannons to be safe. Yeah, but Bandy decided to not attack, just play it safe, wait for the Protoss to go out again, and then I guess micro his way to victory again. Oh, but nice.
I thought he was going to get a couple of those Templars, but okay, he's now going to pick off one. And that will happen to be the one that had a storm. Nice little pick off for Bandy there. And now that he has Goons, we're going to see him kill that gateway to get out of his base.
Okay, so how many storms do we have? 1, 2, 3, and 5. No, okay, it's actually 4. I thought it's 5.
Gotta be careful there. It looks like Bandy's like trying to circle around, look for those Templars to maybe pick off, but Yeti doing a good job of not really letting those Hydras get on top of those Templars so far.
Yeah, that's super. Like, it's so frustrating if you push out with your Protoss army and there are like 6 Hydras and they snipe 3 of your High Templars and you're just down. Oh, he sniped 2 there, so and didn't
Getting
lose
one storm,
only 1 Hydra there. That's definitely a good trade for Bandy.
Yeah. Very annoying is Protoss. It's hard to keep those guys alive. They're just a little bit too slow, I think. Speed them up. Where's the Templar speed upgrade or something?
Yes.
Keep them with that army a little bit easier. But we do have Yeti going ahead and taking a 3rd base. This is not a gas base, so it's not super useful for him. The extra minerals are nice. It's going to allow him to, you know, continue Zealot or Dragoon production. But he really needs to get a 3rd gas at some point, so I hope we'll see him take maybe that 4th base that's kind of below here and get that gas up shortly after.
Yeah, meanwhile Bandy did get that 3rd gas. So far not using it, but I think he has a slight army advantage here right now, and he will be able to defend this. But he has a very just a pure Hydra army actually. So a pure Hydra army is always can be very risky because if there are a lot of storms or if the micro is not super nice all the time for the Zerg, that can snowball into the Pro's favor very quickly if there are some nice storms hitting.
We do have a counter attack trying to pick off that 3rd, but Yeti getting back in time, it looks like he will be able to save that base before the Hydras can pick it off. A couple of nice storms in there, but he is only down to 1 Templar with his army at the moment.
Yeah, but that Templar has 2 storms right now. And even, 2 more Templars coming. So I think there are enough storms to kill that little Hydra force here. Oh, but it will pick up another Templar.
Oh, nice storm. And he's gonna go again for this 3rd base. These little attacks are basically keeping Yeti from moving across the map and doing any actual damage to the Zerg. So I like these plays. Like there, he's gonna get all the Templars now as well, which always feels bad as Protoss.
Yeah, that's definitely true, but maybe sometimes he's losing a bit too many Hydras for each Templar. I mean, this Dragoon and Zealot force is growing a lot more, but there are still so many Hydras, you can't fight it without Storm, of course. But if he gets some more Storms, I think the Pro's army is very dangerous. And there are 3 more Templars coming here, each with 1 Storm, yeah.
Well, a decent storm going off now.
Where is the next storm?
Protoss might be losing a few too many things here. Like, Zerg just keeping him back. Oh, very nice storm. That killed like 4 or 5 Hydras.
Yeah.
It's like 5 Hydras.
Those trades are very good for the Protoss right now. If he can continue. I mean, there's still no really transition of the Zerg player here. He's still on only Hydras. So if he doesn't kill the 3rd base here or does a lot of damage to the army, I think Protoss is just going stronger and stronger. I mean, the Goon count and the Zealot count is increasing all the time. I mean, sure, he's losing his Templars here and there, but he can just refill those in 1 macro cycle, and then he has this huge Dragoon Zealot force to back it up.
Yeah, like I said, I don't even know if the Zerg has Lurker upgrade. I don't think he does, because I haven't seen any Lurkers on the field anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have it yet. Yeah.
Yes.
So he's going to rely heavily on this Hydralisk force. What are the upgrades? Okay, he's 2-0 on the Hydras.
All the Templars are a bit behind. A lot of Zealots are already dying before the storms arrive.
His storms are coming in now. Is it going to be enough? I think he lost a few too many Zealots there for free.
Yes.
Without those storms.
Yeah, that was not the best trade here for Yeti. Yeah, that shows you don't want to fight without your storm. Even if the Templars are just lagging a bit behind, you just have to wait until they're there. You can't just go there, lose half of your army before the storms are there.
Even if like the storms don't do a ton of damage to the Hydras. Like they're on top of microing back. Your Dragoons are still going to be firing on Hydras while they're not attacking and moving back. So that's still extra damage for you, even if your storms aren't actually hitting the Hydras well enough. So even the fact that they're there just adds so much value to your Protoss army. But now we do have a big counterattack coming in here from Bandy. A bunch of Hydras, and he's going to pick off a couple more Templar. Just, oh no. Okay, one storm is going off, but is that going to be enough?
There's another one.
Templar. Oh, okay.
Nice storm there.
So yeah, he's going to be able to defend this, no problem. Okay.
Oh, but will he lose those Templars as well?
Oh,
no, not
10 health. No.
Yeah, he just clicked the Templar there, but didn't really hit and run.
Yeah, and now Protoss is getting that 4th base up, so he's going to start getting another gas here soon, which he desperately needs. As we can see, he's pretty low on gas, and he has to keep remaking his Templar. If he can get that 4th base up, and Zerg is still here on 4th base, 4 bases staying on this Hydralisk tech, it's starting to look better for Yeti. Like, Bandy needs to make something happen soon, I think, or Protoss is going to eventually be able to run him over.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly the problem when you're just going for pure Hydras all the time with no transition to the late game here. I mean, sure, you can pick off Templars here and there, but if you don't really stop the Protoss from growing, you will just lose at some point if you have no further upgrades or hive or so. Oh, but nice flank here by Bandy.
And he did get nice a couple storms. Of those Templars.
There's still one storm.
Oh no, if he can pick off this entire Protoss army, that's going to be the play he really needs, I think. Okay, the reinforcing Zealots are coming in, so the army will stay somewhat intact here. But he definitely whittled down that Protoss big ball, death ball there, so... And he didn't really do any other damage to Protoss other than those few units. He is now taking a 5th base himself. Is it gonna be too late? I'm not sure.
I think this is a very interesting game. It's very micro-intensive, and both players are just playing the same stuff the whole time. Nobody's really transitioning. We have, I mean, Bandy is just going for pure Hydras all the time and not getting any more upgrades, like no attack, no carapace upgrade, no hive or so. So he's just staying on pure Hydras. But we have Yeti just growing, and he has his 4th base. So at some point he will produce more Templars than you can snipe with your Hydras, and then it gets a big problem for you. It becomes a big problem.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Bandy has kind of been in control, keeps setting Protoss back, but it's never been quite enough. Like, he's never found any meaningful damage. Like, he's just prolonging Protoss's eventual strong army. He is sending a lot of Hydras, so I mean, he needs to break some kind of location if he wants to win this game.
Yes, he needs to kill a base now, otherwise I think this is... Oh, super nice storm here at the top. I think Bandy wasn't looking there, and this means this attack will probably not work with just a few Hydras at the bottom here and some injured Hydras at the top. I mean, Yeti is just well defended with all those cannons. He's in a nice position with his army. He has some additional storms now. Even if he lost a lot of Templars, he has enough now. And I think Bandy can't kill him here.
Yeah, and this is going back to what we've been saying for a good part of this game. Like, I think Yeti's just going to get too strong here. Like, whenever he decides he's going to move across the map and attack, he may just be able to kill Zerg. And unless Zerg can kill this army one more time, I don't think he's going to win.
Yeah, and I think one of the big parts here is that Yeti kept on upgrading, and he's even double upgrading now. He's already at 2, or yeah, just finished 3-1 now, almost 3-2 as well. But Bandy just stopped upgrading. But now, hold that thought, we have a counter attack here.
Okay, attack's going. He's gonna try and kill this base, but with these reinforcements and the storms here, I don't know if he's even gonna be able to kill off this base. And Zerg does lose his base, and Yeah, like a couple more storms. Yeah, Zerg's not going to be able to kill this base, so I think that's going to be it. Like, what is
Yep.
Bandy has no real backup plan. He's got no tech, no lurker tech, no hive tech whatsoever. And meanwhile, Yeti's just got this massive army coming across the map and still has all of his bases intact.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of whenever Yeti decides to move across and kill Zerg, and Bandy knows it too, so it looks like he just leaves. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
It was a nice game.
I had a lot of games where my Templar got sniped all the time by Hydras, but the difference is behind that the Zerg was actually upgrading still, and he was transitioning to the late game and getting more bases. But in this game, Bandy he just made Hydras basically. He didn't do anything else, didn't even get his carapace upgrade. And yeah, if you don't kill a base of the Protoss, then you will just lose at some point. There's no hope if you don't do really economic damage there.
Yeah, and that's what we just saw. We do have a question in the chat. Does Pure Hydra ever... yeah, I mean, it can work. It can be very strong. But like we were saying, like, you have to get something done with it. Like, you have to slow Protoss down. Like, kill a base, continue to pick off those Templars. It's more micro-intensive than lurker counterpart strategies or hive tech strategies, for sure. But if you can't pick off enough Templars or kill enough bases, then eventually you're going to see what happened in this game, and Protoss just grow too much and run you over. Like, the Protoss tech and upgrades were just so much better. Like, his army scaled better into the late game, so...
Yeah, and I think the way this strategy works is that you really snipe Templars in the very beginning when the Protoss is still on 2 bases, and he doesn't really have the production to produce many Templars. And if you snipe them then, at one point the Protoss army is just too weak without many storms, and the Zerg army will overwhelm the Protoss. But I think in this game, I mean, he tried that, but I mean, he did kill a lot of Templars, definitely, but I think he always lost a bit too many Hydras. I mean, he sniped like 2 Templars, but losing 10 or 12 Hydras in the process. I'm not sure if that's the way to go, and because of that, Yeti was able to secure his third base there and just kept growing.
Yeah, once Yeti got that 4th base and 3rd gas, it was just like a time limit or timer for Zerg. It was just a matter of time before, if you know, Zerg couldn't kill anything, Protoss is just, you know, he was on a timer. And with all those cannons up at the 4th base and cannons around his 3rd plus a couple of Templar, there wasn't really an option for him to kill it. So at that point, I would have liked to see him maybe get lurkers out or transition into some hive tech.
Yes,
but
that's true.
He wanted to stick with those Hydras. So as it is, we do have Yeti taking game number 2 and a 2-1 lead in this series now.
Yes, and we are already in the 4th game right now, and yeah, we have the same situation as last game. Our Protoss player is only 1 game away from that final, and our player down 1-2. Yeah, he will have to win 2 games in a row now to have a shot at advancing to the finals.
Yeah, I do hope this goes to a game 5, personally. Could be hard for the Zerg, this map. If it goes late enough, I think favors Protoss maybe a little bit. A lot of 2 players maps, if you can get into map split situations in the late game, a lot of the times that will favor Protoss, just because they trade so much more efficiently late game.
Yes.
But we'll have to see. I mean, there's so many options you can do things early. Set the Protoss back, so we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, the map, for those of you who didn't catch it, is Bloody Ridge. Not a super popular map. I think it was played in some VWCL season, like 1 or 2 seasons ago. But, or maybe in the first STPL season, I'm not super sure, but it's definitely not played super often. Yeah, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, my first time playing it was competing in GosuLeague.
Okay.
But no, I actually didn't mind playing this map. I did get a few decent games on here, some PVZs and stuff. So, like, it's a fine map to play. So I don't know, I wouldn't mind seeing it used more in other leagues too.
Yeah, and we have our first deviation from his standard strategy here. We have that 9 pool for Bandy. Going for the 6 Zerglings, and meanwhile we have that normal Forge first, and of course getting the cannon first as well against those early early Zerglings. And also blocking the hatchery. Nice.
Yeah, very nice. It's almost interesting to see that this was the map he chose to 9 pool, because I mean Protoss is gonna scout it first.
Yes.
You know Protoss knows exactly where, so he should be able to react properly. Although you only see 1 cannon still, even though he saw the 6 lings made, and saw that it was a 9 pool with the gas coming up here. Well, I don't know if he actually scouted that gas about it, but yeah, he better pull some probes or something to defend this. Okay, he is pulling them now. Or those lings are just going to get in and end the game.
Yeah, I think the wall on this map is pretty nice, and I think he did it correctly, that there's only a gap in the middle and not on the right and left side, even if it looks like it on the right side, but I think it's actually link tight. So yeah, if you have some probes blocking that gap in the middle, I think 1 cannon is enough against 6 opponents.
Yeah. One thing though is, like, you see he had to pull all these probes too, so like all that mining time he's losing, all those minerals he's losing out on, at that point it's like, sometimes people say it's just worth it to get that 2nd cannon. He's actually going to back off. Like, he doesn't really know the lings went back at this moment. He's going to find out now with the scouting probe, but had he backed off and those lings were still there, they could have definitely ran in. So maybe taking a bit of a risk and lucking out there, but
yes,
as it is, it looks like we're going to progress pretty normally here.
Oh wait, by the way, did that probe scout that Hydrolist then? It's a very early Hydrolist then.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if you've seen it. I think he did.
Yeah, I think he must have seen it because the upgrade's already a little bit done and that probe was in there, so.
Yeah, but we don't see another cannon. That's a bit weird for me. Such an early Hydrolist then, even before the natural was up for Zerg, and we see no extra cannons.
Going for a 2-hatch Hydra. Should be, I mean, I guess he knows there's no Hydras coming across the map at the moment, and there's going to be a little bit before there's a... so maybe he's waiting on that cannon slightly, but he should be adding another 1 or 2 here pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll see if
Bandy
completely commits or if he just gets the Hydras to kill off that Forge and Gateway.
Alright, a couple more cannons coming down now, so he's going to pressure out with those Zealots to keep Hydras back, and they're actually just going to go ahead and chase the Ling. So these cannons are definitely going to be done in plenty of time here. I don't think he's going to die to this, and I think it's going to be put Yeti in a pretty good spot here. Like, his opponent went for 9 pool, he got away with only 1 cannon. He scouted that it's a 2-hatch Hydra play, and he's going to have plenty of defense and time. So I'm definitely going to say, you know, Yeti's got a bit of an advantage here. Will he be able to steer that into win? Ooh, Robo Facility as well. So it looks like he's going to get some Reaver follow-up with this.
Oh wow, yeah, that's interesting. Bandy is committing, by the way. He's also getting the Hydra speed. You don't really do that if you just plan to kill the Forge and the Gateway. So he wants to break the Protoss completely here. But with all those cannons going up, I think Yeti is in a good spot here.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's going to pick off the front buildings. We'll have to see. Is he continuing? Yeah, he's still continuing Hydra, so he's definitely going to look to be pretty aggressive here. If Yeti can get a Reaver out, he hasn't started his... Okay, there's the robotic support bay now. Then there's not going to be really option for 2-hatch Hydra to do anything. Like, he's just not going to have the larva to keep up with it.
But very risky thing of Yeti to not build a Forge beforehand. It's a bit late, so he wasn't able to start more cannons. So he's still on 6 cannons now, only starts the 7th cannon now. And that can be dangerous if the Zerg commits, but I think right now it's still enough.
Yeah, he is pushing in. Zealots are buffering for the cannons. He's pulling the probes to help buffer as well.
2 cannons on that, 2 HP on that right cannon there.
So he does get a couple of those cannons down. He needs to do something more though. Like if that Reaver's almost done.
Yeah, and I think that will seal the deal here, because our Zerg player is still on 14 drones and only 2 hatcheries. There's not really any plan on transitioning, and 6 cannons and the Reaver will not be broken by 2H Hydra. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, unless he can get a lucky pick on the rear or something, I don't. Yeah. And he's even going to get another Reaver behind this. Like, there's no real opportunity for him to bust here. So he's got, yeah, he's actually transitioning into drones now and getting that third hatchery at a third base. But he's pretty far behind at this point. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a pretty standard play for Yeti to maybe macro up and eventually go run over the Zerg, but we'll see. There's definitely things he can do. He's going to have to find some way to hurt Protoss or slow him down, though, I think, if he wants to get back in this.
Yeah, and Yeti, while getting those Reavers, is not planning to go for that mass Reaver Corsair strategy, but he's as well transitioning into a more normal Protoss army. We're getting that Citadel, and we'll follow it up with Templar Archive, of course. But we'll see if those Reavers can do some damage, or maybe help him defend the third base or so. He's getting the shuttle now, okay. Was wondering about that.
I think, okay, he is getting shuttle speed as well. I think Bandy did scout that Robo, because the way his Hydras are positioned, he's got a few in the main, a few by his third, few in the natural, just kind of ready to pick off a shuttle coming in. And then his overlords are well spread on the top of the map here. Like, he's got a pretty good arc of vision. And if Yeti moves his shuttle to the north at all.
Yeah, very good job by Bandy here. Very prepared. Yeah, I mean, he saw that robotics when killing those 3 cannons in the front, yeah, for sure. And yeah, he's adapting, he's preparing very well, and he's still making hatchery and drones. And if he takes no damage from those Reavers, I think he could be back in the game.
Yeah, if he can, like, if he picks off that shuttle with 2 Reavers in it or something early on, then he'd be right back in that game, I think. Like, that'd be really good. That's kind of the play he needs, I'd say, at this point. Be very helpful.
So where is that? The shuttle speed is done, the shuttle is done as well, but he's not moving out at all. I mean, it can be very risky if you move out right now and there are 30 Hydras coming, you're dead. But, I mean, Bandy is not doing that. The core there is scouting the Zerg base. He scouted that there were Hydras sitting in the main base. So, okay, now the shuttle is finally leaving, and we'll see what he can do with that.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to get around a couple of overlords here. Ideally, you don't want to fly into any overlords with that shuttle. Okay, he does. No. Okay, Bandy did see that shuttle briefly. He should know it's coming here.
Okay, and he has 5 Hydras still.
Yet.
Oh!
Looks like he's going to fly into the natural here. Finds a nice little place to drop. 2 Reavers coming out.
Oh, nice hits. Very nice hits here.
Gets 3 drones and some Hydras. Oh, oh, that was close. Gotta be careful, you don't want to be losing that shuttle.
Oh, and now the Hydras from the third base are leaving. The third base is completely open. If that shuttle finds a way there, that can hurt a lot. There are many drones there at the third base.
Couple more nice scarabs. Oh, shuttle almost flying over some more Hydras again.
Oh, he's not going to the third base. It was completely open there. Okay, lucky for Bandy here. But I mean, the Reavers did do some damage, of course, and he didn't lose the shuttle, so that will be helpful later on. So I think, yeah, good action here by Yeti.
He's got a good number of zealots here too on the map now. He's went up, checked that third base, made sure there's nothing there, so he can go ahead and start getting that nexus there. And he's gonna push across with these zealots and the Reaver. 2 Reavers should be coming up too. Does Bandy have enough to hold this off? I don't really know. Like,
yeah, I'm not sure either.
Hits, then I want to say no, but Reavers aren't with the army at the moment.
Yeah, it's very hard to defend push, but I mean, if the flank is good, it can work for the Zerg. Yeah, see the first few Reaver shots only going on single Hydralisks.
Okay. Decent shots. Yeah, this is going to come down a lot to control here.
Yeah.
Reavers still continue to pick off a few Hydras.
Oh, that's one nice shots here, killing 4 Hydras here in the
A lot
bottom.
of these Zealots are so close to death too.
Yeah, this is becoming more and more dangerous for Yeti here.
Yeah. It's like he's gonna just leave those Zealots there and commit those Reavers into the Natch, killing some more drones.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
let's lose all those Zealots though. Oh.
That one Reaver should be dead, yes. Oh, but this shuttle is getting low. Oh, but killing more drones here.
Okay, a random Templar coming across the map here. I don't know what that's doing.
Wow.
The shuttle goes down, but that scarab. Oh my. That 6, 7 drones there with that one last
my
scarab.
god. Yes. I think 7
I was
drones.
about to say this is looking nice for Bandy.
Oof.
At the moment, but that Reaver. Still, like, the supplies are surprisingly even here. Like, I don't know. I guess he did lose a lot of those Zealots without doing much to those Hydras.
Yes, I mean, the Zealots didn't really do any damage, he lost all of those, but he bought time for the Reaver. But yeah, he did opt to take his third base early here, instead of adding more gateways and getting more units out. So he's very low on supply, as you mentioned. But he has a third base, so if he can defend that now, he's in a very good position, I think. Actually, the natural is completely open, only those 6 cannons. Okay, 2 Templars coming now.
Storm
oh my god,
isn't
the
quite
storm.
down on them, but oh no! Oh, that's Storm.
Damn it!
I mean, we're seeing a pretty high. Oh, something just happened. A bunch of drones died at the third base there. I didn't see what happened with Storm drop.
There's Storm drop at the bottom here. Shuttle just
yeah.
flying back.
He got a lot of drones there as well.
0 kills on that Templar, and 5. Okay, 5 kills on that Storm drop.
Not bad. Yeah, we do see Bandy pretty insistent on this Hydra strategy. I mean, okay, he was a little bit more into it this game with the Reavers. But is there any kind of transition play for him? Okay, he does have a Spire coming up. So maybe there's going to be a little something more this game. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, Yeti has a third base, and this is very secure on that high ground with a small ramp, with the cannons. This will not be broken. And the gateway count is up to a good amount here for Yeti as well now, so at this point Yeti is getting a stronger army, I'm pretty sure. And I have the feeling if Bandy just continues on going for that pure Hydra strategy, it will not end well for him.
Yeah,
what other upgrades? Double upgrades going for Yeti here. It's on 1-0, but will be on 2-1 soon. And what do we have here for the Hydralist? Okay, 1-0 as well. So far, the upgrades are still pretty even, but with those double forge spinning, Yeti will pull ahead in that regard as well.
Another drop coming in with a Reaver. Is it gonna get those drones? Oh no! My goodness!
So many shots.
Oh, and the Storm drop at the natural too. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So much damage again. Bandy does have these Mutalisks out now, so there was some sort of transition. He's got a fair number. I don't know if does Yeti really have any defense for Mutas. I guess he's got a few Dragoons.
Yeah, I think he has range as well, so I think he's
making
fine
some Corsairs now. Yeah.
To be
Bandy
honest,
really needs to get some damage done now. Oh.
I think Yeti is almost at the point where he can just kill Bandy, because in this game there are also no Sunkens compared to the last 2 games. So if Yeti has a stronger army, there's nothing stopping him from just literally killing the Zerg here. So I will see how that fight goes. He can't attack too early, his Templars are not there, they are very far behind.
No. And Yeti did see those Mutalisks glumped up with that DT at that 4th base. Let's see. Mutalisks fly in. If he can pick off all the Templars, maybe something.
Oh. No, nice micro, but he will lose all those. I don't know, losing like 12
Yeah.
meters for 3 high Templars. I'm not sure.
All these Templars still have Storm left, so yeah, I don't know if Bandy's gonna be able to hold this.
Doesn't look like it.
There is no more Storm, but there's also not a ton of Hydras left. There is only Goons now, actually, so some reinforcing Lings or even Hydras should be able to. I think he's actually gonna kill this Protoss army.
Yeah, he should have retreated maybe a bit. There's another storm ready now, but now it's too late, of course. If he retreated those goons and that one Templar for 10 seconds, then maybe he could have picked a better fight. But yeah, now he will not kill Bandy here. But still, he's still far ahead, I think. Oh! Some miss Michael there.
But Protoss is going to go ahead and start that 4th base shortly. He's just moved a probe over there. And getting that 4th place, he's just going to be really strong. Like, this is going to, even if this gets into a map split situation, which I don't see it getting to at this point. Oh, he's actually going to start another base at the top left. The Bandy's going to scout right away.
Yeah, that's funny.
But, I mean, it's been 3 base versus 3 base for so long, too. And Yeti, again, is ahead in tech here. His army strength is just stronger. He's got higher worker count. Oh, that probe is not going to take the 4th base there. He's going to go to the other corner. Looks like he wants one of the corner bases first instead. But
is that seen?
Yeah.
Okay, Bandy doesn't see it. Oh, but he did see the probe. So he's sending units there anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did remake his mutas. Maybe he's going to try and get some more Templar pickoffs here or something. He's kind of been forced almost into this 3 base position just from like the early game stuff, right? And he hasn't really been able to secure 4th base. So the fact that Protoss is now taking a 4th base and they've been on 3 bases for so long, if Bandy really doesn't do some serious damage, I think it's kind of like what we saw last game. It's just a matter of time before Protoss is able to kill him.
Yes. And this time there are also a lot more goons in the army here for Yeti, so I think those Mutalists, if they don't catch some Templars all by themselves, then I don't think they will do a lot of work here.
Yeah, he is looking for some. He was looking for some damage. None to be found. That natural mineral line is a little exposed. There's a couple of Templars here, not quite with Storm yet, so he could probably pick those Templars off if he notices them. Does get a Templar coming out of a gateway, but
yeah, doesn't want to go for that probes. I mean, he must have seen those probes, right? But yeah, doesn't want to attack them. I mean, he's just messing up Hydras at this point. I mean, the difference being compared to last game that Mutaflock, so maybe he can get some pickoffs and win a good fight. But if this Hydra army gets killed, I think there's very little left for Bandy.
Yeah, and I think it probably will, unless he really. Oh, I hear a drop. DT and Reaver somewhere.
Oh yeah,
Reaver in the natural. Oh no, this is going from bad to worse. Okay, he does notice that DT, but it's still 6, 7, 8, 9.
Did he notice?
He's gonna. Yeah, 10 kills. Yeah, that's a lot of drones to lose too, especially when you're already behind in worker count like this.
Oh, nice Templar snipes there on the left side. Ah, okay. Get like 4 Templars using, I don't know, 8 Hydras. Yeah, but I don't know. The Zerg is also not really in a position to flank. Okay, kills 2 more Templars, but still there are so many goons. I think the goons and zealots alone will kill that army at this point. Actually,
yeah. DT is still going to work, killing all the drones at the natural now too. 20 kills, oh my.
Okay, so this is the final fight. If Bandy doesn't crush this fight, it's over. Okay, at least he gets all the Templars.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough to crush this fight hard enough.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, he's pushing Yeti back, but even if Yeti lost that whole army, the amount of damage he's done, he's just too far ahead. He can remake his army so much quicker. Yeah.
Okay, so Yeti and yeah, Yeti has his main and natural mind out, so Yeti is on effectively 2 bases right now, while Bandy has technically 4 bases. He's not using 2 of them, but well, I'm just trying to find good things for the Zerg here because it looks very bad for him.
I don't think there's anything, like, he knows it's done. He has to basically win with this attack, but this attack, there's no way he's gonna win with it.
Yeah.
Like, his Hydra count is just way too low. There's just way too many Dragoons here, so as soon as this army dies, I think we'll see Bandy leave or tap out here. There's no coming back now if he doesn't kill this, and he's not going to, so. Well fought. I mean, we had some nice games, definitely a longer series than that first one, but I think our Protoss player is gonna move on here.
Yeah, GG. So, congratulations to Yeti for advancing to the BSL 7 GosuLeague Finals. But we'll also see Bandy again in the 3rd place match against Ziggy. So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, about that game, I mean, it was basically the same as the game before. Bandy did snipe a lot of Templars, but if the Protoss just gets more expansions and increases his gateway count, his goon count and zealot count will increase all the time, and if you only kill, like, let's say 3 High Templars, but it is building 3 High Templars again, but everything else is growing for the Protoss, there's no hope at some point for Bandy if you don't transition.
Yeah, for sure. Alright.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess that means we have, coming up sometime next week, we'll have a PvP finals between Oya and Yeti, and a 3rd, 4th place match between Bandy and Ziggy. CBT.
Yes, so we see 2 matchups that we have not seen today, so that's nice as well. Yeah, especially nice for the Protoss players, of course, seeing 2 Protoss in the finals.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed the games, guys. The finals and 3rd place match will be streamed on this channel, casted by me and Snipe, again on Tuesday. So next Tuesday, same time, so 6 PM CET, you will see the finals and the 3rd place match on this channel. So definitely tune in again if you want to see the winner of the GosuLeague.
Yeah, should be a good match. PvP, who knows what'll happen. Some interesting things can happen there, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, me too. Okay,
Right.
Pretty quick day today, I would say. Yeah, pretty quick to serious.
Especially that first one.
Yeah, and with that, I think it's time to wrap it up here. Is there anything left to say?
No. Thanks again for having me, and thanks for all the again. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you all for the finals.
Yes. So guys, thank you, and tune in next Tuesday, 6 PM, and I hope I see you there. So thanks and bye bye.
See you next time.